Hey everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can. What we do is every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, and I answer any of your quail-related questions, selling, raising, hatching, um, breeding, genetics, simple genetics, things like that. Anything that I can help you guys with. So that is what we're doing today. So I am going to get this up and running so I can see everybody's comments. Another thing that we like to do is shout out where you're from, and I will mention that. It's always fun to do. And my internet is awful. There we go. All right. So yeah, if you have any Coturnix quail questions and you are on here live, let me know and I will be happy to answer them. There are a couple things that I want to mention before I get to anything. Number one, if you know of anyone or if you have children or whatever, we do a contest once a month on our YouTube channel. It's for anyone that's under the age of 18 and Wynola Ranch, which in my opinion has the best cages that you can buy. Wynola Ranch and myself do a giveaway every month for a free Wynola Ranch cage and Myshire eggs to start them on either their business or for them to be self-sufficient or become more responsible or whatever the case may be. So that is pretty exciting. So you can email us at Zach, Z-A-C-K, at myshirefarm.com or Jenna, Jenna, at myshirefarm.com. And then Jenna and I actually do a date night once a week. And we, at the end of the month, will compile all the emails, read them, and then pick a winner. And then on the first of every month, we do a YouTube video and let the winner know who they are. And we read the letter out. So that's really cool. I'm really excited that we do that. So I want to let you know about that. And I think that's it for right now. Oh, well, there is, so Coturnix Corner is another YouTube channel on YouTube. It's another channel on YouTube, Coturnix Corner. They do apps. He does phenomenal. He's got a how to build an incubator video that is just top notch. I've watched. I know him. We've spoken, and so anyways, I reached out to him, and we are going to be doing some really fun stuff on Facebook and on YouTube in the future. Hopefully he's going to get with me in the middle of this week coming up, but it looks like we're going to do some collaborations as far as a live stream. He is, I've got 5,000 quail. He's got a normal amount of quail. So getting two different perspectives, I think, would really help you to learn more and us bouncing off of each other and things like that. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm hoping we can get that started soon. And I think I will have a really big surprise next Sunday. We could not get it done this Sunday for you, but I'm pretty sure next Sunday on the live Q&A, I will have something really exciting. So that is all my announcements. We will get started. I do see quite a people on right now, which I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate you guys joining. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you enjoy it. I hope we work together and learn from each other, and we'll go from there. But if you can, I would really, really appreciate you if you hit the like button, because it helps me, to be honest. So it makes me feel good as well. But if you can hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you do want to learn more about quail and continue to do the live Q&As or get notifications when we do incubator videos or tours or thing like that, hit the subscribe button as well and the little bell, and it will give you notifications every time we go live or post a new video. So now I'm done boring you. Let's get to your guys' questions and comments. So Sanders says hello from Estonia. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Dave, welcome from Pennsylvania. San Francisco Bay, you are back. Welcome. PJ Bass Fishing, Texas, welcome. Susan from Canton, Ohio. Canton is about 3 hours away. So welcome, neighbor. Jack from Hamilton, Ohio. Welcome. I'm glad you could make it. I know that we had talked earlier I saw you yesterday. Before we go further, so we are still allowing farm pickups, but it's more of a drive up and we'll bring it to you kind of thing. So unfortunately, we can't do any tours or, show you around or anything like that. But hopefully this COVID thing will be over shortly and we will be able to get to normal business. So I'm going to go down the list and answer you guys' questions. And if you have any questions concerning quail or anything that I can help you with, please feel free to comment and I will get to your question as fast as I can. Make sure you hit that like button. So we've got Jack from Hamilton. We've got Jake from North Texas. Welcome. Scott from England. Cool. Welcome. I know it is late there, so I appreciate it. Larissa says hello. Michael from Montana. Ray from Houston. Welcome. Let's see. Trout in the Valley from Pennsylvania. Welcome. Anson Smith Jr. From Rhode Island, hatching 100 eggs as I type this. Thanks for the info on the feathers falling out. Solved my issue. Wonderful. I'm glad I could help. John from Magnolia, Texas. Hello. Stephen, I liked and I am here. Thank you very much. From Bate City, Missouri. You are constant. I appreciate that. Kiki, another constant. You were here. Thank you, Houston. Michael Smith, hello from Northwest Ohio. Welcome. Scott from Michigan texted you earlier. I hope that I text back. I think, I'm using my phone right now. Pretty sure I'm caught up on my phone. Oh. I haven't done emails today. Knew I was forgetting something. So if you've emailed me, I will do that after this. Sorry. But Scott, good luck. I hope I text you back. If I haven't, then I will check it. If you have not heard from me, something went wrong and I did not get it. John Phillips from Alabama, welcome. I'm glad you could join. Glad you're here. Joel, Champaign, Illinois, welcome. I will actually be driving through Champaign, Illinois in 2 weeks. KDK058 from Michigan, welcome. Let's see, Stuart, Florida. 27 of your eggs in the homemade incubator today. 27 eggs, 27 of your eggs in the homemade incubator day 8. Welcome, that's great. Did you build your home incubator using the Coturnix Corner video? That would be a good question to ask, so I did. Charles from Florida, welcome. Ricky, can you feed chicken laying crumbs to your quails? Can you feed chicken laying crumbs to your quails? You can. So a lot of questions on Facebook, and I get a lot of... Quail are not picky. Quail will eat turkey feed or chicken feed or mesh or crumble or scratch, or they'll eat... They're not picky. They just like to eat. For best results, there's certain things you should feed them, but they'll eat anything and they'll do fine. But for best results, you would want specific things. Hopefully that helps some people, because there is a lot of confusion and questions about that right now. Sorry. Okay. Very good question though, Ricky. Jessica Meyer, my eggs I won from the auction are due to hatch tonight. I'm so excited. That's great. Keep me posted. I missed the auction site. One day I will have eggs again and I will be able to do an auction and it will be glorious. I just don't know when that's going to be. But I'm glad you won, and keep us posted. Hopefully you can meet us next week at the same bat time, same bat channel, and let us know how your hatch went. Let's see. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. From Idaho, welcome. Hello from Oregon, welcome. My 4-week-old jumbo wilds are losing some feathers, but not to the point that I can see any thin spots. And some feather loss normal? Some feather loss is normal. 4-week-old jumbos are usually the weird time. It could be a bunch of different things. They could be molting, getting in their final adult feathers. Typically, at that age, they start getting really, really hot. So if they've all been, for example, in a brooder, I put 60 birds in 60 quail in a brooder. I do 6 quail per square foot. But at 4 weeks old, 3 weeks old, they're fine. 4 weeks old, it's just really overcrowded for them, even though it's the same space and they're not that much bigger. Once they get overly hot, then they'll start picking their own feathers out and they won't grow back. So you want to keep an eye on that. Because that 4-week-old stage, I mean, you can look at a cage or a brooder and you can kind of see if they're overcrowded, right? But that 4-week stage is kind of weird, just because it doesn't look overcrowded, but all that heat, and with the weather, 90s one day and 60 and 40 the next. So keep an eye on that. If you have them on light, definitely turn the light off. But they could also be it's hard to say. But Dave, if you want to send me some pictures, my phone number is 937-760-7282. You could send me a picture or two of the quail and I can let you know if it's a normal thing or something that we need to change. Mike from Colorado, hello. Tweet Storm, I love that name, from Texas, welcome. What does your shirt say? My shirt says, warning, I love talking about quail, which I thought was relevant and was good for tonight, is what I thought. So that's the shirt I was wearing. Beth from Wisconsin, welcome. Tyler Dixon from Missouri, hoping to get into quail soon, learning a lot from you in Coturnic's Corner. Wonderful, that's great. Sorry, had a message and was trying to read 2 things at one time. That's great. I hope you do learn. And if you have any questions specifically, then feel free to comment. Because if you have a question, most likely a ton of other people do as well. So make sure you hit that like button. I would really appreciate it, but I will keep going. Forrest, not ready to order yet. I was wondering, when I am ready to order, could I get the variety pack of quail without the jumbos? Nothing against the jumbos, I just prefer the little ones. Absolutely. One day when I'm back in stock, which would be glorious, but in the notes section on our website, you can put, like for example, when, like a long time ago when we had the live birds on, feels like a long time ago, it was 2 weeks ago. But for example, someone purchased, so we do mail sets on our website as well. So you can freshen up your bloodline with new males, which as far as breeding goes, males are very important. So we sell 6 males in a pack. And so somebody requested it was like Fab Fee, Jumbo, Sparkly, Snowy Pearl, I believe. The Snowy Pearl is going to be iffy. I don't think I have any of those, but I can do the other ones or send extras of the ones they request. So we try to do our best with that. So, but yeah, you can always do that. Or you can always reach out to me and I can I'll send an invoice or we'll take care of you one-on-one. About feed. I feed my adults game bird crumble, the same as I feed my chicks. But I give them calcium on the side. Is the higher protein going to harm them? I feed my adults game bird crumble the same as I feed my chicks, but I give them calcium on the side. No, it won't hurt them. Just, see, I said it last week and I think I did more damage than good. Protein is not that big of a deal. So if you just want to do one feed throughout, then that's fine. It's just usually the higher protein, the more expensive the feed is. And they don't really need the protein once they're 10 weeks old. So that's why I say the protein's not that big of a deal after 10 weeks. Now, you want to be careful because you don't really want to get them that big. I've seen people post on Facebook that I've got 22-ounce quail. That's cool, except for that's not healthy. Their back, their legs, their knee, they weren't meant to be that big. 14 ounces I think is ideal. 16 ounces is fine. Anything over that, just be a little bit careful with. It's a case-by-case basis. But typically, if you feed them a high protein their whole life, they continue to grow a little bit. And so you just don't want to feed them too much where it doesn't do well for them. Does that make sense? But if it doesn't look like they're growing very much after that, then I wouldn't worry about it. I hope that answers your question. I had the incubator that went to 107 a couple hours and asked last weekend, I'm on day 2 of lockdown and I only see 1 egg moving. Think that's the only survivor, or can I still get lucky? 107 is pretty high, but I can't imagine. What's your humidity? KDK058. About your eggs in lockdown, what's your humidity at right now? I think it's 2 days in lockdown, so it would be... Let me know what your humidity is, and we'll go from there. Scott said, yes, you did. I appreciate your time. Excellent. I'm glad I responded to that text. My temperature controller is only accurate for 1 degree. Should I set it at 100 to turn off and on at 99, or 1 degree cooler? Am I overthinking it? You are overthinking it. Either one would be okay. I would do 100 is what I would do. But yeah, I would do 100. It's a good question. Just try not to overthink things, but I get it. Especially when you're building stuff and homemade and you want things, I get it. I get it. When is the best time to start incubating quail eggs that my hens have laid? When is the best time to start incubating quail eggs that my hens have laid? Anytime. They are good. I recommend 7 days. You can keep them up to 7 days without fertility dropping. I've seen a lot of people, and I know a lot of people say 10 days, which could be true, except for I think 7 would be a good... So 7 days, you can hold them up to 7 days without fertility dropping at all, is what I think. Come on out, beers on me. There you go. Hello from Wortham, Texas. Welcome. Hello from California. Hello. The message is held for... Oh, dear Lord. Show. Okay. How do you sex growl fee quail? Growls are a little bit weird. You're going to have to vent sex them, but you can feather sex quite a bit. They seem to be lighter in the chest. It's hard to explain. I don't sell them as feather sexable because they're weird. Because if you hatch out 100, 30 of them will be feather sexable and the rest won't. So it's just kind of strange. But yeah, vent sexing would be the best for growl fees. Good question. Don Duncan, which company do you use for your shipping foam? I use a guy that is in Arkansas, and yeah. His company is called... I don't know. I can find out. I deal with him through text now. We talk. I don't think I've been on his website in 4 years. No, it's not that. If you want to text me at 937-760-7282, I can let you know. We do sell them here as well. I can't remember his company's name though. Sorry, I keep thinking of the wrong name. I know it's not the right name, and I keep thinking it. All right. Hey, everybody. Really excited about us building each other up as a community. Thank you, Zach, and the rest of the well-established for reaching out to hold the rest of us. Thank you. I don't know why I had such problems reading that, but it was nice. I recently had a hatch from your farm, 67% hatch rate, but 9 that didn't hatch were completely developed in the egg but never pipped. Any advice? You'll have some like that. Some of it is due... It's hard to say only because... How many eggs... Melissa, how many did you order? If you ordered 120 and 9 that developed and didn't hatch is normal. If you ordered a 30 count and 9 didn't hatch but did develop all the way, then we'd need to look into it. Yeah, I would need to know your numbers first. But typically, if you do see full development, but they don't hatch, you need to make sure you're calibrating your temperature and your humidity. Typically, the reason why you raise humidity from 45 to 65 to 75% is because you need to soften the shell for them to break out. So if they're fully developed, but the egg was too strong, it wasn't soft enough, it was too hard, and they didn't break out, then that could have been it. Temperature could have also played a role as well. It could be a couple different things. By the way, thanks for responding to Facebook Messenger during the week. I asked you about the egg cartons this week and still did not get the things ordered. I was looking for your order today to ship out, and I was like, I could have swore he said he ordered, but that's okay. Tom, hello, Zach. It's Tom from Goose Bay, Labrador, Canada. Very cool. Welcome. I got the idea from the incubator from Katernik's Corner. I have the same temp controller and fans, but I used a large, thick-walled styrofoam cooler. Good idea. I like it. We can hear you fine. Oh, well, that's good. Should have probably looked for that comment earlier. David Woods, Washington, Missouri here. Welcome. Loud and clear. Greetings from Montana. Welcome. Hi from South Africa. Hello. Thank you for joining. Super exciting. Stephen, what is the ideal temp to keep them? 99. Oh, what is the ideal temp to keep them? I'm assuming you mean after they hatch. If it's after they hatch, I think it's supposed to be like 98 degrees and then a half a degree every day. I can't remember because I don't follow that. Pretty much you want to have a lot of heat on them. Like they need almost as much heat as what the incubator lockdown is at first. And then just keep watching them and then keep raising the light. If they're all moving around and everything's fine, I would raise the light up a little bit. If they're all cuddled up underneath it, then obviously they're way too cold. You need to lower it or whatever the case may be. But I pretty much do the eye test. But if someone can answer Steven's question, because I have the information, but I cannot remember what they are right now. I think it's 98 and then a half degree every day after that, but I can't remember. Just hatched out 73 out of 100 eggs from you. Ordered some jumbo whites as well. 73% is not bad. I will take that, and that is exactly where we're at for the year. So you are right on mark. Congratulations, Aviary Birds & Co. Expedition Midwest is from Kansas. Welcome. Cool shirt. I know. This is the ones that we were going to try to sell like 2 years ago, and then I just started wearing them all, so now we can't sell them. Hello from Northeast Louisiana. Welcome. I have an injured quail. How can I help her? Her eye looks like it's sealed shut. Typically, you can put some ointment. they recover really, really well. Like they do pretty good. I would separate her for a couple days, put some electrolytes in the waters. You could get some cream, but typically they heal pretty fast. So if you just leave her by herself for a couple days, um, kind of have like a med section, and just throw her in there gently since she's already injured. Um, Electrolytes in the water will help. Her own food and water being left alone, she should recover pretty fast depending on the injury. Richard says hello from Orange Grove, Texas. Welcome. A lot of Texas people here tonight. Welcome all. Troy from South Carolina. I almost said California. From South Carolina here. Can you speak to water supplements from birth on? Can you speak to water supplements from birth on? The only thing I put in the waters is electrolytes. It is... Can't remember what it's called. Somebody can help me out. I mentioned it before, and last time I had a huge... Save a Chick. Thank you, Miguel. Yeah, Save a Chick electrolytes. I throw that in the water. I really don't use that until they're breeders. They're usually just on regular... They're just food and water and heat. And then when they go in the breeders, we put electrolytes in the waters just to help them out. But that is the only one I use. Stephen, how is your relationship going with Wynola Ranch? It's fine. We don't talk very much. Yeah, I mean, we we don't talk very much. They're busy, I'm busy. It's mainly a, hey, I've got this idea for a contest. Do you want to do it together? And they go, yep. And I'm like, cool, I need a cage. And they're like, okay, here you go. I'm like, okay, I'm giving it away. And they're like, okay. That's pretty much it. I don't think I've talked to them on the phone in this year. I haven't talked to them on the phone. It's usually a text, and they usually respond about 2 days later. So their response time's a little off, but I know they're a big company, so I get it. And I adjust accordingly. So if I need something, I know to ask in advance. But yeah, from my understanding, they're busting them out as fast as they can go. The last winner of our giveaway for the under 18 contest, I think it took them about 2 weeks to get the cage out. Just because they're slammed, and then the COVID-19 kind of delayed them a little bit and things like that. But as far as I know, they are back on track and they are busting them out. Good question though. Hi Zach, hope you are doing well. We are happy and healthy here, so I can't complain. Do you weigh your eggs that you incubate? If so, what size eggs do you pick? If not, what size do you suggest? Most of mine are 13 to 14 grams. All my birds are from eggs I hatched from you. 13 and 14 grams is what I use. We do go up to 17, but I've found, in my experiences, that 13 to 15 grams is typically your best results as far as them growing the right way, them making weight at each stage. So I'm not too worried about the eggs as I am the size. So I kind of, we weigh the eggs, but we more weigh, it's kind of a fast kind of, okay, looks fine kind of thing. The weight of the birds we do at 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and 10 weeks. And we've got cutoffs on each one that we want to reach. And if they don't reach, then we don't use them for jumbos. Hello from Windsor, Ontario. Welcome. Currently in the process of adding quail to our urban farm. Congratulations. Hatching day for our second batch is tomorrow. Good luck. And I'm glad that you were starting with quail. Sander, I have started to test weight. Oh, hold on. I have started to test weight gain with the birds and have picked 10%. Top weight 42 days old. of the birds to go with. Is this good, or should I go with above the average? I have started to test weight gain with the birds and have picked 10% of the birds to go with. Yes, that is good. That is good. You can do it two different ways. And I'm gonna do it very simply because I don't want to bore you guys and we could be talking about this all night and things like that. So long story short, there's really two ways. If you are somewhere, like I talked to someone in Saudi Arabia today, and they don't have jumbos. They can't find jumbos. No one has jumbos there. They all have the standard size, 8, 9 ounces, but no one has anything over 10. So we talked, and I went through how he could increase. So the right way to do it would be the 10%. Would be the right way to do it. Be the longest way to do it as well. So if you're looking to skip some steps, you're going to lose a little bit of weight, but you're going to move a lot faster. And that way would be to find the average, right? So let's say you hatch out 100 chicks, and at 3 weeks old, let's say 4 weeks old. At 4 weeks old, you weigh them out. And let's just say their, average is 3.5, right? So anything under 3.5 goes into one cage. Everything that's 3.5 goes into another. Everything that's above that goes into another one. Then you weigh them at 10 weeks. Now let's just say let's say the ones that were below did not make weight. Okay, those are gone. The ones that are 3.5 are exactly 10 ounces. So technically they're jumbos, right? But then you've got these others that are larger. So you still have these jumbos, the average ones, but these you want to be your breeding program. So those are just going to keep going in, right? And that would get you there faster. You won't make as much weight. So if you do the 10% every time and only use the best 10% each time, it's going to take a lot longer to get there, but you're going to have maximum weight. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I messed that question up, but I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here because it looks like I've got some questions to answer. If you can, I can't express this enough. If you could please possibly hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Thank you. Excited to hear about the males also because I was wondering how that would work if I decided to breed. There you go. We started the males because of the breeding program, because if you do breed quail, males are really, really important because male genes are going to go into 4 or 5 of your hens. Whereas if you have one hen, you're only getting 1 egg, where that male is giving you 4 or 5 eggs of the genes. So the males are very important. So we put them on the website to increase your breeding program and to bring in new blood or whatever the case may be. And we actually are selling a lot of males for a lot of different reasons that we were not expecting. So that was kind of nice. Dan says, hi from the Philippines. Welcome. Just an idea. Could you show in a video your candling procedure? We can. We are candling the 24th. So I will make a note when I get off of this video to do a video on it, and we'll post it. Good idea. Thank you. Stephen C. C8 and not trying to take away from Myshire Farm videos, but I use the same controller and incubator from Quail's Corner. I set mine at 100 because it seemed to cycle less than 99 at 99 in a closet. Okay, there you go. Can you be too humid during the incubation period? It says around 60, 65. I would lower that a little bit. If you have the humidity too high during the incubation process, you could actually drown them in the egg because of all the moisture. So you want to be careful with that. You're right at that limit, so I would try to lower it a little bit. 45 is ideal. That's ideal. From North Carolina with my 3-leg chicken. Yes, I showed George that the other day, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's pretty common in chickens. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, all right. He was not impressed. I was. Um, KDK058 says, I have a new incubator that is a decent quality and automatically adjusts to the right humidity when you fill the second tank. Day 2 of lockdown, and it's right at 60-65. I think you're still in the safe zone. If you can, I would increase that to 70. I really like 70-75% humidity at lockdown. But yeah, I think they'll hatch tomorrow. I don't think it's a big deal. But keep me posted. And if none hatch tomorrow, message me. It's 937-760-7282, or you can reach me on Facebook, and I'll try to help you out tomorrow. But tomorrow is when you would want to change something anyway. So if you can increase the humidity, and I'm talking to KDK058, if you can increase the humidity to 70-75, I would do that. But don't stress, don't overthink it. If they don't hatch tomorrow, reach out to me by texting or calling, and I can help you out before it's too late. Let's see, hatched 84 out of 119 jumbos from you a month ago. I'll take those numbers. Have 59 more of your eggs in the incubator now. Been very happy with your birds. Thanks. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ronald Harris, I keep 34 quail in 2 big ground cages. The problem I had with them from bumblefoot to stick fast fleas to swelling on the hands nearly broke me, but I made it. In 1 year, I only lost 2 birds. Nice. Congratulations. That's not bad at all. Scott, if starting from scratch, is there a base type breed to start with you can get different types of quail from? Or do you have to crossbreed and select, isolate what you want? It's a really good question. It really depends on what you want to do. Really depends on what you want to do. Most colors base is going to be Pharaoh or gold, fawn. Yeah, it's hard for me to answer that question because it just depends on what you're wanting. If you're wanting to get a bunch of mixed colors and then kind of separate them then you wouldn't have to do that. I would need to know what your plan is to help. Sorry. But if you want to let me know what your plan is or what your goal is, I can definitely help you out. We noticed that our quail, 4 weeks, have no feathers on their back. They're outside and the cage is big enough for 22 quail. Can you help? I would need to know more information, but usually at 4 weeks old, it's typically an overheating issue. Sometimes they have plenty of room, but they all stay together. Since they're outside, they might be a little scared, which means they'd probably flock together, and that heat from each other really gets them really hot, and then they pick their feathers out. So you got to be careful. That 4-week stage, as far as the feathers go, is the most crucial part as far as feathers go. Once you get out of that 4-week, then it's off to the races. So you're not going to lose any or anything like that, but they will pull their feathers out. And usually at 4 weeks, their feathers are grown in, which means they will not grow back, usually. But every situation is a little bit different. Ordered 50, got 60 shipped, 9 didn't hatch. You were the ones that, Melissa, I think your 9 fully developed but did not hatch. If I were you, I would do the simple route first. I would calibrate your temperature, calibrate your humidity, make sure everything's running correctly. Make sure that you're at 70-75% in your humidity next lockdown. And let's see how that goes. But I wouldn't, you got a really good hatch rate. I wouldn't change anything except for calibrating right now. I would leave it alone. Kind of one of those like don't fix it if it ain't broke kind of things. Um, how much should I'm sorry. How much should I be feeding? Should it be free choice, round the clock, or ration daily? I highly recommend free choice. I really disagree with the rationed. Um, we don't do that. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I think the quail should always have plenty of food and water at all times. Ronald Harris says I am a handful of quail keepers in SA. The quail thing is dead in the water here in SA. I am sorry to hear that. Um, Sorry to hear that. Hope it gets better for you. Um, I'm gonna let's see. Hi from Rhode Island. Ordered some eggs from you from eBay. Can't wait to get them. I can't wait to ship them out to you. I hate people waiting. I can't stand it. So this wait has been driving me nuts. I appreciate the business and I appreciate the support and I love it and I'm glad that we can help and I'm glad that you want our eggs and all of that. I just wish I could ship them the next day to you. And unfortunately, we have too many customers and not enough birds. And I can't believe I'm saying that with 5,000 quail. But good problems to have. So I can't wait to ship them to you. Sorry about the temp question. I did not explain enough. When they are grown, what temp is best? Oh, sorry. They are pretty comfortable in any scenario, really. I can tell you what we average. Um, 60 to 70, 60 to 65, I would say. I mean, it'll spike in August and it'll go lower in January, February, but yeah, I'd say around 60, 65 is typically where they're best at. But I mean, they they adapt. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Best thing that I can recommend as far as that goes is make sure that they have, if they're outside, make sure they have a big enough area and they know that they can get out of the elements because the elements can really mess them up. But they're pretty hardy. They're pretty hardy. Good question, though. I know you take the chicks out of the incubator after 24 hours, but do you have any shrink-wrapped problems with the ones that haven't hatched yet when transferring the chicks to the brooder? No, no, not really. But we kind of have a system down. I mean, it's like a fast in and out kind of thing. I mean, it's a pull the thing out, close it, and then we're moving it. But no, we really don't have that much of a shrink wrap issue. Um, the problem, as far as the shrinking goes, is when you have a smaller incubator, like a styrofoam incubator, they're fine. They're good incubators. But typically there's not a lot of room, so it affects it a lot more. We've got a really big lockdown, so that door would have to be open quite a bit for it to affect everything. But yeah, we don't really have that many issues there. But I do understand your question, and that is a very, very good question. Jesse, hello. Save a chick, yes. Yes, save a chick, that's correct. Gary Gray from Arkansas, welcome. Ryan Russell, you guys put a ton of work into your breeding program. Do you have any protections in place to keep people from stealing your bloodlines and becoming competitors? No. No. I don't know how I want to answer that question. It's a good question. I mean, it's a fair question. It's an honest question. People are going to do what they want to do. People that do things right will succeed. People that don't will not. I'm a big believer in that. So for example, there's someone on eBay using our pictures and claiming that there's something else, and they're selling them for a ridiculous amount of money. Now they're not using our name, but they are using our picture. I've got to deal with that. I'm not really worried about them because I can already tell that they don't care about customer care or quality. They're just trying to sell their stuff. And I put this stuff out there to try to help you. This will be the last, this is how I'll answer it. I hope everybody is successful, and I hope everybody accomplishes their goals. I hope that I am strong enough in our breeding program and our customer service and our communication that people recognize that and we stay relevant and successful. And it will not be because of someone else that we don't succeed. So if we don't succeed, it's because of me, not because of somebody else. There's plenty of business in the world. There's plenty of people that need quail, that should have quail, that need to learn about quail. The market is big enough for a lot of us. It's not just one breeder, you know. So that's how I feel about that. Now, I could be completely wrong, and someone can take me out of business. And I'd be like, lesson learned. But, you know, if I think that way, then the problem is if I think that way, this is just a good question, and it's honest. If I think that way, then I wouldn't want to do the live Q&As. And I do. You know, I'm here to help you. And I don't know how many times I've said in the past, a lot, that our number one focus is not money. It's not profit. It's not sales. It is important, and it is a focus of ours. But we really want to help. And we really want to get people excited and interested and involved. And with that being said, we have to give for you guys to be able to take. So that's our mindset. Kent from Springfield, Illinois. Better late than never. Yes. Kent, me and you have had a rough week. We had some shipping issues this week and getting to the bottom of it. But he has been a trooper and done very well with it. So thank you. R&K Homestead, what's up, Zach? We had 76 hatch out of 120 eggs over the 7-day hatch. 76 out of 120. So it's still good. It's pretty good. Congratulations. I like it on shipped eggs. That's all right. Susan Smith, thank you for the Save a Chick. I knew I couldn't remember it. Jesse from, I believe it's Beaumont, Texas. Welcome. Steven, do you give the electrolytes regularly? If so, how often? We've got, how do I explain it? We've got a automatic line of water that goes to a big 5-gallon bucket, and then it is gravity fed to each one of those cages on that side. So each cage, each side of the building has one of those buckets right in the middle, and then it's gravity fed to all 5 cages on that side. We put the electrolytes in those buckets, and typically we try to do it every 2 weeks. We're not as consistent as I'd like to be. Sometimes it's 3 weeks, but we try to do it twice a month. I was about to go on and on and on about that, and I'm like, just tell them 2 weeks, 2 times a month. I have a problem. All right, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go a little bit faster so I can get to everybody. If you can, I would really, really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Thanks. Hello from South Africa. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Very excited to have you. Expedition Midwest, on the eggs, they are not from jumbos, just the colors. My jumbo pharaoh just started laying. So what size egg for colors? Typically, I don't worry about eggs for jumbos. Nope. Hold on. I don't worry about the egg size for colors. I more go for, unless I'm specifically breeding that color for jumbos, I'm looking for the color right now. So like last year, completely focused on color. I was not focused on making anything bigger. This year, I've taken one color that's fancy, and I'm working on the jumbo. I think by the end of the year, well, I personally think by September, but by the end of the year, we will have a fancy jumbo that is breeding true, that's really, really pretty, and that is fairly large. Probably, I think we're going to get it to about 11.5 to 12 ounces. So it's not going to be jumbo wild, but nothing's going to get to the jumbo wild. And I don't want anything to get to the jumbo wild. I've worked way too hard on that. Yeah, right now, as far as the colors go, I just focus on colors, and I pick the best colors. If you're looking to increase the egg size, the best thing to do would be to use the top 10%, and then just keep increasing that. Mason's Homestead, hello from the UK. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I know it's late there. I appreciate you. Daryl Bragg, hi Zach, from Ruby, South Carolina. Just to let you know that my reorder of jumbo whites, I got a 73% hatch rate. Very happy. Only one looks like it was going to be a tuxedo. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm glad you had a good hatch, and congratulations. Sheila, we need an over 65 contest. I hear what you're saying. I was actually planning on doing, so we're going to do this under 18 contest every month, because I really feel like it's important to get the young people involved. I don't know. I feel like it's very important. But my plan was that every other month we were also going to include a contest that was over 18. Unfortunately, I can't do that right now, but it's coming. It's coming. But I like the way you think, Sheila. Ricky, I ordered jumbo browns from a breeder here in Florida. I got jumbo brown, tuxedos, and Texas A&M. I talked to them. They coming out with normal to throw different genes. I talked to them. They're coming out with normal to throw different genes. I ordered jumbo browns from a breeder here in Florida. I got jumbo browns, tuxedos, and Texas A&M. That's a little strange. I would need to know the exact numbers, because I get the Texas A&M thing. You know, I get that you'll get a couple whites out of the jumbo wilds. I get that. The tuxedos really throwing me for a loop. But if you ordered like 101 tuxedo and one white, okay. But if you got like 33, 33, 33, then I'm a little confused. But if you want to give me more information, or feel free to text me at 937-760-7282. I'd be happy to try to help in any which way. Typically, the two things that I think of with that would be, one, they're trying to increase their tuxedos or increase their whites by using the jumbos. And in that case, they accidentally put jumbos that bred out of those research ones into the jumbo cage, which could be it. I don't know. Sorry. My incubators are all 12-volt DC with egg turners using 1209 model, and stepper motors turned forced air system. Oh, that's your store. That's your home build. That is your self. Oh dear God. I think I just had an issue. I get what you're saying. I like it. Can't say anything back. Sorry. Eddie, hi Zach. I just got my text yesterday and my eggs are on the way. I appreciate it and I look forward to getting them. Wonderful. Let me know when they arrive. Thank you very much. Carter, let's do a 15 and lower contest. It's 18 and under. I think the last person won was 13. The one before that, I think, was 8. I think. I wouldn't hold me to that though. Susan Smith, can you see a list of people that click like or unlike? No, I don't. You can't tell who likes it and doesn't like it. I'd like if you hit the like button. That would be nice. If you want to hit the unlike button, then that's okay too. Ronald, are you from? Okay. How many people have entered the giveaway this month? Oh, 12 on my end, maybe. I have not checked with Jenna. I think I got 12 emails. I've got 12 emails and one text. But I don't know on Jenna's side. Sander, thanks. I thought so, but wanted to confirm this. It's really hard to get solid info about this here. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Prairie Creek, what should my Italians weigh at 3, 5, and 8 weeks? Love the candling video idea. Absolutely. Italians, I would have to look. I know that the end weight is usually around 9 to 9.5 ounces. I don't remember what the midweights are, but I can find out. I just don't have that information here. Good question. Hi, Zach. Greetings from New Jersey. I hatched twice 30 eggs from you in different incubators. One hatched, nothing hatched. Second hatch, only 3 jumbo hatched and died a few days later. That is strange. We should probably find out what happened. If you want, you can text me 937-760-7282 and we will find out what the issue is. That is pretty odd. Ariel, hello from South Florida. Welcome. Hey, you are at 92 watching. Oh, dear God. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. And I promise I'll get to your question. I'm going to go faster. I'm going to start talking faster so I can keep up. You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar. I'll raise it a bit. You're the man. Thanks. You're welcome. Think we were talking about the humidity, and I hope that helps, but keep me posted. Do you recommend keeping quail outdoors? I'm building stack cages and wonder if you have any recommendations for keeping them outdoors. I'm in Florida, and it does get hot. I would leave that question up to the people that are watching because I do not keep mine outside. They're more of a production standpoint. I mean, I really like that the light's coming in from the sides and the tops, but they don't have like a run to go outside. When we did use them outside, it did not go very well because production slowed down dramatically. You know, I mean, we didn't have lights out there, so they weren't getting the full 18 hours of light. And, you know, obviously we have predators around here in the country, so, you know, they were scared. And we put them back inside, and within 2 or 3 days, like 80% of them were laying again. So we did not have a lot of luck there. But I do know that a lot of people have them outside, and a lot of people have luck. We just didn't. So I do not have advice on that. I apologize. Hello from Chicago. I would like to remind everyone that this is planning to hatch for the first time to follow your instructions guide that comes with the package. Thank you very much. That is a good recommendation. We do send a hatching guide with every order that goes through a lot of stuff that hopefully will help. Salvador Santiago, hello. Thank you for joining. Thanks for sharing your experience with all of us and keep it up. Good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Thanks. Can't wait to get my growl feed quail. I am from Texas. Welcome. If you ordered growl fees, I know that I think... Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm going to say it anyway because I'm already halfway done. I'm pretty sure that all my growl fees are going out no later than Saturday. I think I'm going to be off the wait on growls. So if you've ordered, pretty sure they go out this week. I know they do. I know they do. So they're coming. Thank you for your patience. Make sure you hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting to your questions now. Thanks for the response of the feathers. You asked for details. We are going into winter now. We have some hot days around 35 degrees Celsius, expecting cold day within the next week. And they are 4 weeks old. I have WhatsApp. Bullion's Quail Farming. I hope I didn't butcher that name. I have WhatsApp, 937-760-7282. If you want to send me some pictures of your quail and setup, I can help you out. But it's going to be kind of hard. But I can help you out individually, absolutely. As far as that goes. Tammy from Washington, welcome. Bonnie Lake, what heater do you use in your incubator? We use it's a outdoor camping stove. You know, you just plug it in. Um, it's a good question. Uh, I can get you the brand, and well, I'll have Papa on next week, and we will be in the quail barn, and I will take you in there, and we will show you, because I did the incubator video, and I did not. Well, I can't. Well, I can get the hot glove. Yeah, I'll open up the top of it because we have it covered off, just in case a disaster happens and they hatch early or something. I don't want them falling into the heat. So we have it kind of covered off, but I can lift that up and show you guys where it's at. It's kind of interesting, and I kind of missed that when I did the video. Very good question, Tammy. They do flock together at night. Usually that means they're too cold. So I would try to put some heat on them or get them out of the elements. But also because they get, see, the problem is you said it was getting to 95 degrees there Fahrenheit. So it's getting cold at night and they're getting cold. They're bunching up together. They're not moving away from each other when they're getting hot. So they're getting overly hot and they're picking their feathers off. So that I would almost guarantee you is what's going on with the feathers. Dave, is fumigation really necessary for the incubator after a hatch, or is washing it hot, soapy water sufficient? Many things I read keep talking about diseases and the need to fumigate. No. I think it's best practice to fumigate, but we fumigate once a quarter. We wash it down once a hatch. So not as necessary. Good practice, but if you're hatching out all the time, not really realistic as well. David Wood, thinking of breeding Italian Autumn Amber with Tibetan. Any idea what they would look like? Very good question. I highly recommend you do it. That's all I can say about that right now. Ronald Harris, cannabis seed mixed with my bird feed makes my Italians look stunning. They swap mealworms for the cannabis seed. Interesting. I ordered 50 jumbos on eBay a couple weeks ago and they haven't shipped. I wanted to also order some scissors and the clear plastic storage containers. Can I email to get those added to my order? You can email, but I'm pretty I probably shouldn't say that because I don't know for sure. I thought your order just went out or is going out. Yeah, why don't you call or text me, Matthew Singley, 937-760-7282, and I will find out when your order is going out, and we will add on stuff for you so you're not paying extra shipping. I know you're at the top of the list. I think you're going out tomorrow. I think you should have received an email today. With the shipping, because we printed emails earlier today. I think you're going out tomorrow, but I could be wrong. But yeah, call or text me and we'll get you taken care of. That's not a problem at all. Oct, how much quail you have and how much eggs you produce in a day? We have about 5,000 quail. Not all of them are breeders. We do sell live quail, so some of those are that. Some of them are our grow outs for new breeders and males and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere around 1,450 eggs a day. 1,400 to 1,500 eggs a day. Scott, I want to start from scratch and eventually have the different types of tuxedo pharaohs, etc. Is there a base type to start with and get them, or do you have to buy the different types? I want to start from scratch and eventually have the different types tuxedos. Okay. So yeah, you would want to start, well, you would get quite a bit out of that. I like the Tibetan idea. I would probably start with some Tibetans. obviously pharaohs, and you're going to need some whites. That might be all you need to get 4 different types. Yeah, I like that idea. Do you eat quail? If so, what's your favorite way to eat them? We do eat quail, and 9 times out of 10, we just grill them out. I just turn the grill on and grill them. Pretty common here. How long is too long to wait to remove first batch of hatchlings? Read 24 to 72 hours. Want to wait as long as possible without opening the incubator, but without dehydrating birds. We move ours out at 24 hours because we have an open, like a glass door to see in, and they just always stare at me, and I feel awful because they're like, let me out, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to, and then they say, do it, and I'm like, okay, and that's how that works. So I let them out at 72 hours. I would be comfortable waiting 48 hours. I don't like the 72-hour thing. That's 3 days. You're cutting it really close. So I would say 48 hours would be the longest I would be comfortable with, but I do mine at 24. I have built cages for my quail that are 4x2. If I'm wanting to do a breeding program, how many quail would you put into each cage and what ratio? Very good question, Scott Line. I believe I said that correctly. If you can, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Thank you very much. So I recommend 3 to 4 quail per square foot. So you've got 8 feet, so 24 quail would probably be the most. I also recommend a 5-to-1 ratio. That will keep your hens looking really good and still have around an 85% fertility at least. So that's what I would recommend. So, Scott, 3 to 4 quail per square foot and a 5-to-1 ratio is ideal. You can go to a 4-to-1 ratio. Your hens will get beat up a little bit. I would never go under 3 quail per square foot, ever. How much cost you build the quail cage? How much cost you to build the quail cage? That is a Papa question, which is next Sunday. I have no idea how much he spent. Sorry. After how many generations of breeding with same bloodline will problems show? Very good question. I am not too sure because we don't get close to those numbers. We've got a breeding program that will never be an issue with our breeding program. So honestly, I don't know. I wish I did have that answer for you, but I'm kind of happy that I don't. So that's good. Hi, Zach. Bexon from Montreal. Hello. Can you send eggs to Montreal, Canada? I cannot at this time. I do believe once this COVID thing is over, we will be reinstated to be able to ship to Canada. But as of right now, everything's kind of shut down until everybody gets back to work. Very good question, though. Can you or Papa make a video, please, of how to build a quail cage in the size that I already, blah, blah. We don't know. I would have to talk to Papa about that. He can answer any questions you have next week on the Q&A, and I think we are building one more cage. We might actually have a video of it that's just not done. I don't know. I will talk to the team. I'll have to talk to Jenna and see if we even have a video of that. I think we do. We just never did anything with it. Maybe we didn't. Don't know. And then I can also talk to Papa and see what he thinks. But I know that he'd be happy to answer any questions you have at the next Q&A. How can I participate in the giveaway? If you were under 18, you would want to email Zach, Z-A-C-K, at myshirefarm.com, or you can email Jenna, J-E-N-N-A, at myshirefarm.com. Let us know how old you are, your name, and why you want quail and why you think you should win. and then we will pick a winner. Very good question. Tyler Dixon, how do you enter a giveaway? Bai has been asking for eggs. I just answered that as well, so there you go. 2 birds, 1 stone. Kiki, Houston, Texas gets hot. I keep my quail outdoors, no problems. There you go. See? We all work together and answer each other's questions. I keep mine outside as long as they're in predator-proof pens and you give them enough light, they seem pretty happy. Excellent. Thanks for all the info during these broadcasts. Thank you very much for joining. I'm in Florida. I keep my jumbos outside. They do great in the shade. Wonderful. Good information. Through my individual by their behavior and markings. Okay. Glad to hear that as I am ordering Tibetan eggs from you today. Many thanks. Well, there you go. Worked out perfect. Hello from Tennessee. What do you use to fumigate your incubator? I would have to look that information up because we don't do it very often. But that would be, if you want to text me, I can get you that information. I'd have it down in the barn. 937-760-7282. Do you sell quail cages? We do not. Papa did do a video on how to build your own. If you do not want to build your own or don't have the access or ability to build your own, I highly recommend Wynola Ranch. They have a website. They are on our website. So if you actually go to myshirefarm.com, Wynola Ranch is on there as well. It will direct you to their website, which is wynolaranch.com. And they've got, I think, fair prices. I use one of their cages for the research cages that we do, and it works beautifully. So if you don't have the time or energy or resources or availability or whatever to build your own cages, I highly recommend Wynola Ranch. Brant, I'm way behind here, but so cool you're teaming up with Terry from Katernik's Corner. He's a bright guy with some really good content. Absolutely he is. I'm glad that we will be working together. Yeah, I think he's got some fun stuff planned, and I am super excited about working together. So we actually just talked maybe a half hour before I started the video. So yeah, things are rolling, things are moving. I got to run, got eggs to collect and quail to feed. Talk with you later. Nice to see everyone. Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate you joining. Do the eggs need to stay pointy side down during the incubation period? Yes, absolutely. When is the video with Papa? He will be on next Sunday at 7 p.m. for the Q&A. 50% vinegar mix, 50% water, disinfectant, incubator. That is usually correct. We did add a little bit of something else, but I cannot remember what that was. Thanks, Charles Cruz. Next Sunday, yep. I really appreciate all your help and input. Most people would not be so giving of their time. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Are you going to make collaboration with Terry from Katernik's Corner? Yes, we are. We discussed this and decided not here. Terry and I from Katernik's Corner discussed this last week. He's done some research as far as collaborating on YouTube and doing a live stream so that we could both be on here together. I think it would be 2 different viewpoints, one of a smaller scale, one from a larger scale. I think he's got great ideas. I like the way he does things. We're on the same page about a lot of stuff. And I think that he's a good, decent guy. You know, I think that it's very important to be careful who you work with. And I have no fears in having some fun and helping you guys with Terry. So I'm really excited about that. Another great live broadcast. Thanks, Myshire Farm. Thank you very much. I appreciate you joining. Yeah, I did not see her today. I'm sure she is busy. She's usually here. I'll have to reach out to her. All right, so if there's no more questions, we will end it here. Oh, there is a couple. All right, so this is what we'll do. Sorry, I was reading and trying to focus at the same time. Never worked out. So we're going to end this. I am going to answer the rest of the questions. We will be back on next Sunday at 7 p.m. Next week we will be in the barn with Papa. To be honest with you, I didn't want to do the barn today because me and the males were not getting along because they did not give me any time for silence, and they were being very loud and they were on my nerves, and I didn't want to be in there anymore. so I decided to come to the house. But we will be in the barn next week, and Papa will be with me. So bring your building questions, your incubator questions, anything like that. He will be happy to help. And thank you very much for joining. If you have not, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. While you're hitting that like button and the subscribe button, I will answer the rest of your questions, and then we will see you later on this week. I will do the candling video this week, and I think I've posted all the videos we did, so I will post the candling video this week. If you want to see how we candle and see our process and what we use and how we do it, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications when we do more videos and post them. All right, so is it normal for 9-week-old quail to molt? 9-week-old quail. Sometimes, not really. A little bit. A little bit. Who asked that? Michelle. Michelle, why don't you send me some pictures and let me look? 937-760-7282. Don't worry, I'll fuss at her. Okay. Well, if she is in trouble, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, Zach, for your time. Should have some quails by the end of this week. Let you know how it will be next week. Excellent. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for the live. No problem. Glad you could join. Thanks for taking the time to do Q&A and making your regular videos. You're a great resource. Thank you very much. I try. Is it okay to feed chicken crumbles food to quail? We did answer that. Quail are not picky. They will eat pretty much anything. They'll eat chicken feed. They'll eat starter, mesh, crumble, whatever. They'll eat turkey feed. They'll eat chicken feed. They'll eat game bird feed. They don't really... Best practices would be the videos that we did on our feed. Would be the best to get the best results. But they're not picky. They'll eat whatever you put in front of them. Kind of like my kids. They'll just eat whatever you put in front of them. So... will do. Thanks. All right, guys, thank you very, very much for joining. Thank you very much for participating. It gives me a lot of support. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Make sure you look for that video of the candling video this week. And we will see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on our YouTube channel with Papa. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.